How to do y'all tables here. So we just had the reveal, and it's all very exciting for the new league. To be perfectly honest, like I can't wait. I think one of my favorite things of the reveal so far has been the change to Beyond and Harvest. To be honest, they definitely got rid of some stuff on Harvest, but I think overall the mechanic itself is just vastly improved, and it really gets rid of the TFT Discord, which is something that even though the majority of the community doesn't use TFT, those that do use it will be safer, and I think that's a overall step in the right direction. But for this video, I just want to cover really the minion related changes, and it's a fairly small section, and it's really going to pertain to what I'm wanting to do this league and what I'm wanting to focus my channel on, which is primarily minion content. Now, nothing is really changing on the actual patch notes versus what we saw in the balance manifesto. It's more of just TLDR, a reiteration of we had a free ride because our power was almost purely based on the level of the gem versus now where it's definitely more focused on gearing your character out with the correct mods and the correct base types. So, inherently, we are going to be weaker when we hit maps. And then as we invest, we will become even stronger than we were in patch 3.18. And I think that's kind of the point. It's really going to reward um, people who invest in their character instead of just getting to red maps, getting your gems to level 20, 21, and then calling it good, right? The build's done, performed wonderfully. I didn't have to do a damn thing. And I think that's kind of what they want to move away from. And it takes a little bit more brain power to bring a build to fruition as far as minions are concerned. And honestly, I think that's pretty exciting for pretty much every minion player out there. Not to mention the fact that so many other ascendancies are available to us now. Um, and it's really exciting to be able to have such a wide variety of ascendancies to play minion. Um, some of the best minion builds this next league 3.19 I think are going to be golems are going to be top, absolutions is going to be top, SRS is probably going to be one of the most powerful. And I'm not just talking about carrying golem. I'm talking about flame golem as well for elementalists. Um, I think ignite is going to be a very big and a very um, main archetype for minion builds that you're going to be seeing this league. Followed by poison, and then after that, fizz related minion builds. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with crit. I got to get into the POB and work on my carry and fizz golem to see where crit is going to lay in that build in that meta, and see how much I'm gonna have to invest to get the power back that has now been taken. And obviously, some of that will come from gear. But God, dude, my fizz carrying golem was like almost 60% crit, and that's without brittle. And so we're losing like the majority of that. So that's why I think the ailment minion builds are pretty much going to be king. And I think this minion league is honestly, it's going to be one of the best minion leagues that we've ever had. And I'm really looking forward to it, and so should you. Now, there are some like I said before, we are going to be weaker, especially in life. And that's certainly one of the weakest points that the carrying golem poison build is at. But luckily, we have some new base types, two of which are revealed. I think they mentioned some more, but I'm not sure. I didn't see them in the patch notes, so that kind of remains to be seen. At this point, we'll just have to wait and see what comes. But for now, they did reveal a couple of items with some mods um, that actually look fairly good. I mean, we're talking upwards of 40%, depending on the tier, I would imagine. I don't know if the mods that are being shown Our tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have no idea. But we did see some pretty fancy minion mods. Movement speed and damage is always nice to have. And as you can, obviously, this is a dual mod, right? 6 mods, so there's going to be plenty of room for stats, plenty of room for resists, and plenty of room for your minion mods. And if you're not running Necro, you're going to be wanting to use these new pieces so that you can get the resists on your minions that you need, and as well as the extra life that they are absolutely going to need if you're not running Necro. Necro can give you that life, and you probably won't need anything other than that, given if you give your minions leech. But for any of the other ascendancies, it's going to be very important for you to pick up some minion life on some of these pieces. I guarantee it. I mean, if you look at any of the POBs that are not Necro, I mean, it's if you're not using minion, if you're not using a minion damage gem, I mean, some of the life on these golems is looking pretty bleak. We're talking 26,000 HP. That is nothing. That's one shot territory. Well into it, in fact. So ideally, I would imagine that you really want your minions to be upwards of 40 to 45 plus health points, and that's certainly going to be almost achievable, depending on corruption of +2 to socketed minion gems, or if you get your +2 helm, or +1 to all minion gems on a wand. I mean, there's a lot of variables that go on, but minion life is going to be uber, uber, uber important for anyone that is choosing not to go Necro. But this ring looks very promising, and I'm super excited. The wand also is going to help with leveling a ton. Now, for our build, we'll utilize this during leveling, but then we'll switch. This one looks really nice. We have max life, all res, and +1 level to all minion gems. That's massive, especially on a especially on a shield. Plus, we get the implicit, right? So I mean, this is just an all around amazing shield for us. We're still getting max life. I would prefer armor over energy shield, but that's just me. But I mean, this shield's hitting all the high notes, right? It's giving us everything we need. We get personal defense plus minion defense. Like, you really can't go wrong. And so those are the 3 that have been released so far. I haven't seen any new ones on the patch notes, so those may be the only 3 that we have. But for anyone playing a mini build, I think it behooves you to work these new items into your build. It may be it'll if you're Necro, it'll be less important for the defense side. But for every build, no matter the ascendancy, it will be absolutely essential for your damage. And I fully expect that to be pretty much in every single minion build, depending on build defining uniques and whatnot. So pretty much nothing's changed from the patch notes to the bounce manifesto. Crit's getting nerfed somewhat and kind of revamped a little bit for minions. Elements are pretty much going to be king. You need to invest in your character. It's not as brain dead as just leveling a gem to 21 and calling it good, right? So that's really all I have to say on the patch notes. There's other wide sweeping changes, like the revamps to Harvest and Beyond and Arch Nemesis mods. But those really don't affect us too much. I'm really more focused on the actual minion changes themselves. And that was it. So honestly, it's really shaping up to be a pretty incredible minion league. I have a lot of different builds that I'm going to want to work on. We're going to be hitting it hard Friday. I took a half day. Thank you to my boss for letting me have that off, so that I can spend some time with my brother and with you guys when I'm live on Twitch. And we're going to be hitting Poison Carrying Golem hard. We're gonna ramp it up. We're gonna get into the end game, and then we're gonna want to do. I'm gonna want to do like an Ignite SRS build. I want to do a Holy Nova or a Holy Relic build with maybe like some Phantasm. Like, there's so many things that I want to do this league with minions, and now we have so many ascendancies to work with. Flame Golem, Elementalist. Like, come on, I think that's gonna be insane if we can work it out correctly. Um, so I'm just super excited, and I know you guys are too. The lead mechanic looks fantastic. They did not disappoint in any way. I'll tell you what. I was, and people were really let down with the balance manifesto, but I mean, I'm officially hyped for next week. I'm officially hyped. It's going to be fantastic. So hopefully the servers are good, and everything goes well. And yeah, that's it. So we'll do another update to the poison golem build when local identity fixes the POB fork and gets everything updated to the new patch notes and all that good stuff and gets all the information he needs. And then as soon as I get everything updated, both the league starter and the in game build, or well mid/in game, um, I'll be sure to do a video and go over everything with you guys, all the new gear, pathing, maybe some different leveling. I don't know. We'll see. It really depends on how much time I have. So, but be on the lookout for that. And until then, if you guys like this content, if you like my content, if you like looking at my mustache, most of you that watch are not subscribed. I think you should change that. It would be really nice. I'm not gonna push you into it, but if you feel so inclined, it would make me smile, and I love making you smile. So it's a win-win for both of us. So, with that said, y'all have a good rest of the day. Enjoy your Friday and weekend, and I will see you guys as soon as the POB fork is updated. Y'all take care of yourselves and be good.